My dear friends in Jesus Christ, we all know that the theme of the pastoral year for 2023-24 is "You also should do as I have done to you." His Eminence Cardinal Philip Neri Ferrand reflects in one part of the letter on care of God's creation. I would like to reflect with you on the same topic. I have based my reflection on three aspects, namely, creation is a gift, humanity loses the gift, and then restoration of the gift. The first aspect, creation is a gift. My dear friends, you will notice that in the final analysis of God's creation, He finds His creation complete only after creating human beings in His own image and likeness. And then, before resting on the seventh day, God saw everything that He had made, and indeed it was very good. Genesis 1:31. God was delighted with the work of His hands and bestowed the care and stewardship to humanity. We must remember that in the time of the Old Testament, the householder, in his absence, would entrust the responsibility to manage the farms and livestock to a trusted servant. The concerned servant had to administer in the same manner that the householder would do. The servant was not the owner, but only an administrator, the steward. God bestowed the similar role of stewardship to human beings towards His creation. The beautiful world was designed and executed by God Himself out of His overflowing love, goodness, and generosity. The world was a fertile and fruitful place which offered nutrition and nourishment. The environment, including climate, was flawlessly matched to human life and its promotion, and hence God gave an expressed command to human beings to increase and multiply. In creation, we see God's provision of a perfect home for human beings. In the New Testament, nature takes a center stage in the life of Jesus. The instances of appreciating nature and several references in the parables to flowers, trees bearing fruit, birds, animals, hills, sky, seas, fields, etc., highlights Jesus' respect and concern for the ecological coexistence. Saint Francis of Assisi, the great lover of creation and the patron of ecology, saw God in everything. He saw everything that God had made was good, to the extent that He addressed all the living creatures, the air they breathe, the water they drink, the earth, the sun, the moon, and the stars as brothers and sisters. It was this love, awe, respect, and reverence for creation that inspired him to write the beautiful canticle, "Praise be to you, my Lord." The second aspect, humanity loses the gift. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to till it and keep it. Genesis 2:15. Incidentally, when pride absorbed the steward, he played the householder. Creation assumed the role of the creator instead of merely executing the command to increase and multiply. This misplaced behavior of human beings resulted in the loss of God's gift. human beings chose to obey the serpent of greed and selfishness to satisfy their never-ending desires. It is unfortunate that we live in a world in which wealth and success is calculated by the power and ability to own and consume. For example, the number of houses, bank balance, vehicles, etc. determines success and worth. The coronavirus pandemic proved how worthless all these possessions were and are. The mega forest fires, intense cyclones, extreme floods and droughts are witnesses of the worst impact of climate change affecting humanity. The climatic crisis is the result of this greed. Our greed for more has led to the global warming, garbage disposal problem, ozone layer depletion, desertification, loss of biodiversity, water shortage, deforestation, pollution, etc. These crises exemplify how we are destroying the home we have to live in. Moreover, the biodiversity is under tremendous attack, resulting in various diseases. In other words, we are killing our environment on which we depend for our sustenance. The failure of humanity to recognize the creation as God's gift has resulted in blatant abuse of it to the point of losing the gift. And the third aspect, restoration of the gift. If we yearn to restore God's gift of creation, we need to engage in a process of recovery of the ecosystem that has been degraded, damaged, and destroyed. We have to assume responsibility for our actions, not just for the benefit of the environment alone, but for us to live our lives as God intended to when He placed us in it. We have to acknowledge our greed and cease to destroy creation for personal gain and work towards restoration. The command of Jesus, "You also should do as I have done to you," can rightly be extended to the care of God's creation. Each of us, as good stewards, have the responsibility to provide care, that is, collaboration, awareness, rejuvenation, and endurance. Collaboration. There is a growing sense of urgency among people across the world to create measures to work for the restoration of the environment. We know how our own environmentalists in Goa are working tirelessly to save our state from total environmental destruction. The efforts have to be enhanced through joint initiatives in a spirit of collaboration, distancing our ego in the struggle to save ecology. We have to realize that we have to hand over the environment to the next generation for sustenance, or else the children of the future will curse us for our greed. We have to ensure that the needs of the present are met without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Awareness. Awareness can help us to create a more sustainable world, as environmental awareness is so crucial to help people live healthier lives. Everyone should grow in the understanding of protection of the natural environment and the activities that can cause harm to it. Lack of environmental awareness about preservation and conservation can lead to rapid degradation and loss of human civilization. The only alternative is to create constant environmental awareness among the people to protect, preserve, and conserve the environment. Like Saint Francis of Assisi, and in the words of Pope Francis in Laudato Si, we have to make it our mission to save the earth, our common home. Rejuvenation. It is high time we go back to the basics of living to renew our earth. Traditionally, people engaged with the environment with ease as they made use of the resources for their need, not for unnecessary excessive consumption. Consumeristic lifestyle has caused havoc in the environment. We have to adopt the tribal philosophy of less is more to rejuvenate the earth. One day event of garbage collection can result only in photops until we adopt a way of life which can make us happy with the minimum consumption of resources. It is time that the earth is revitalized with our concern and care. Endurance. We have to equip ourselves with the knowledge, attitude, and skills necessary to maintain balance in the environment, besides working for its enrichment. Each of us has a bounden responsibility to do our part in the survival of our ecology. In this context, we have to design our value system of success not in terms of enhancing the capacity to own and consume, but in our ability to use less and still be content. In other words, we have to adopt the new economics, which promotes nurturing the earth, then exploiting its resources. I conclude that creation is not a property which can be ruled over at will, or even less is the property of only a few. Creation is a gift. It is a wonderful gift that God has given us so that we care for it and we use it for the benefit of all, always with great respect and gratitude. If we destroy nature, nature will destroy us. Save the earth and save life before it's too late.